The second graders are learning to tell time to 5 minutes. So I've created this function machine to help them practice. Function machines are fun and they can be used at any grade level with a little bit of tweaking. I'm going to show you how mine works, and then I'll show you how I put it together. The Joker told Batman to expect something sinisterly funny to happen at 9:55. Which of the clocks below show 9:55? Push the correct clock into the yellow data intake on Batman's computer to find the correct clock. Now, if they push this first clock in, they can see no, this is 10:55. So we're going to pull that out, and we're going to click on this one, and we're going to push this one in. It says yes, that one was 9:55. So we're going to go ahead and move now to, I'm going to go ahead and undo that, and I'm going to show you how I created this function machine. The first thing that I did was go to Google, and I just searched for the Bat computer, and I found all kinds of images. The one I chose was this one. It was one that I thought I could very easily adapt. So I went ahead and I copied this image, and I pasted it into Paint. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not save the one I had. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste the one I just copied into Paint. And it takes a little bit of practice. I use the select tool here, and I get rid of all the extra stuff first. All this stuff can go. Oops, I don't think I selected it. You just click and drag and you can make a square. There we go. And I deleted all of this. Now, some of you may be wondering about copyright. This is only for use in my classroom. I'm not selling it. I'm not going to be putting it out on the web for anyone else to get to. This is going to be for my personal use, and so therefore it's fine for me to copy an image and use it in the classroom. Once I've got my image copied, and I might need to tweak it a little bit, get rid of this here. You don't have to be too precise because we're going to cover up some of that with the background of Smart Notebook. So I'm going to go ahead and click my select key. Oh, I forgot to do the middle. We need this part too to be gone. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of what's in here. I need this to be white as well. There we go. So now I can go ahead and select my image, and I'm going to copy it. I'll just right click and copy. I'm going over here to my Smart Notebook, and I'm going to paste it on. There we go. I can make it as big as I'm going to want it. And I'm going to put it over here at the side because I'm going to want some room to have the things come in that are going to be pushing into this machine. Now I'm going to go ahead and set some transparency. This white middle needs to be white, and I'm going to get rid of all of the white around Batman. There we go. And I'm going to format the page. Set the background color. I'm going to choose my eyedropper right here, and I'm going to pick up the color. There we go. And now you can see that my image a lot more easily blends into the image of my notebook slide. Now this right here I want to be white, so I'm going to go up here and click on my shapes, click on the square. Yours may start off being a different color. I think the last time I used my square shape, I specified for it to be gray. And so here's I've kind of pulled it out a little bit, reshaped it. When you first click on your shape, it's going to start off as a square, but then if you go ahead and select it, you can change the shape, and I've changed it into a rectangle. Now I want to hit the properties again. I want the line style of that rectangle to be white. I want the fill effects to be white. There we go. And I'm going to send that rectangle to the back. So now you can see why I really wasn't worried that I didn't get it exactly perfect as far as the size when I was drawing it, because it's going to be in the back and nobody's going to be able to see that. I can see that right now I've still got it selected, and I'm going to go ahead and lock it down. Now that white rectangle isn't going to move. My Batman is moving. He's on top, but the white thing is not moving. The little white rectangle is not moving. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and let me go back and review the question that I had before. And sometimes it's just as easy, I had this locked down, and it's just as easy to go ahead and copy this, keeping your questions in all the same format, and I'm going to paste it here. The Joker told Batman to expect something sinisterly funny to happen at, let's see, 6:35, which of the clocks below show 6:35. Oops, too many fives. Push the correct clock into the yellow data intake on Batman's computer to find the correct clock. Okay, if you don't have something, I went ahead and copied these, but you know what? It would have been just as easy to click on my text tool and just come down here and start typing my question. But once you've got the question one time, you can just very, very easily just copy the question and move on. So I need a clock to say 6:35. I'm going over here to my graphics tab, and I've already searched. I searched for clocks. You can see here right at the top that I searched for clocks, and when I found clocks, they came like this. They came with related folders. If I had selected that, these are all the folders that have anything to do with time. Plain pictures, the interactive and multimedia. I didn't want the hands to move after I put them on here, so that's not what I wanted. And these are just backgrounds, and I didn't want any of those backgrounds. So I just went with the picture, and we've got several pictures up here. Here's a blank clock face with no numbers. Here's an alarm clock, and that's kind of cute. But what I chose is, and you see we've got all kinds of clocks here. What I chose to use was this clock right here that has the numbers but no hands. So I'm going to go ahead and I drug that out. Now I want to make it smaller. Oops, not that small. Okay. And I'm only going to have 2 answers. You can have more than one. I'm going to clone this and make 2 clocks. Now I need my data intake that you can see here on this slide. To make that one, back up here to my shapes, and I chose the triangle, and I just draw a triangle out. Change the properties by selecting it, hold out to properties, solid fill, and I'm going to make it yellow. Make sure that the lines are yellow too. Okay, there's my data intake valve. I'm going to turn it this way, And I'm going to pull it out a little bit bigger. Okay. Again, I need for Batman to be on top, so I have selected this graphic, and from this arrow, pull down to order and bring Batman back to the front. Okay, and here's my data intake. So here's where the tricky part comes in. I need to get some hands on these clocks. I'm going to click on this line, click on my line style. I've got this thickness here. I came down to the third thickness. I want it to start off with a plain start, but end with the little triangle here. So, and the first one, go ahead and click that to make that go away. It needs to say 6:35. So here's my hour hand. It's going to be a little bit shorter, and it's going to point down here at the 6. And my minute hand is going to be longer. It's going to point here to my 7. Okay? But we all know that 6:35, the hour hand is not directly on the 6. So this time on this clock, I'm going to start this minute hand off a little bit of the 6, and my minute hand, put it closer to the 7. There we go. And if you need it to tweak a little bit, you can just always click on your hands and just kind of work with them a little bit. That is probably the most difficult part, because it's hard to get these hands to show up where you want them to be. Okay? In fact, I think I'm going to make this one, just to make it a little bit more obvious that this is not the correct answer. We'll make that one come over here to the 5. This one's going to show 5:35. This one shows 6:35. Let's get these hands a little bit better. And I never claim to be perfect. There we go. All right, now I'm going to click and drag around this clock, and I've got 1, 2, 3 little arrows that shows me that all 3 pieces have been selected at the same time. I'm going to pull down from the arrow, and I'm going to group them. And then I'm going to do the same for this clock. I'm going to group them. Okay? Now when this clock is shoved in, and right now I'm going to bring this clock to the front so I can see it. Come down here to order, bring to the front. When this clock is shoved in, I want, you know what? No, I want to wait till these are back out here, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going back over here, and I'm going to type the word no, and I need to select that. I had it as white earlier, so I need to make sure that I've got that. Make that nice and big. I'm going to clone it because I need it to be the same size as yes. So clone and type yes. Let's make this a capital, since no is capitalized. Go back up here and deselect. Alright, now these are going to be hidden behind Batman's computer while my clocks are out here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click on no and click on this clock, pull down from one of the arrows and group them. And I'm going to do the same for this clock. Pull down from one of the arrows and group them. Now, if I select this first clock and I push it in, you can see that no is going to be showing. If I click on this clock and push it in, yes will come up. So now I just need to hide. I'm going to go ahead and get my data intake, and I'm going to bring that to the front first. And then I'm going to click on the Batman graphic, and I'm going to bring that to the front. Just for a final touch, just to make it look a little nicer, I'm going to type the word data, make it just a little bit bigger, and I want to make it black. So there we go. Go ahead and click on my select tool, turn this sideways, put it here, and I'm going to select everything. I want my data to be locked, I want the intake to be locked, I want the Batman computer to be locked. I've selected everything, and I'm going to lock everything down but my clocks. Now, if I push this clock in, it says no, that's not the correct time. If I push this one in, yes, that's the correct time. And actually what I could have done is, as I am working, I could have gone ahead. No, this is, I need to take that white ink off. This is 5:35. And I'm going to go ahead, that's already selected. Select that, select my no. And I'm going to group all of these together. Okay? Now, put this back out here. And I've got my next page. This is 5:35. This is 6:35. I need to start this one over here to the left a little more. There we go. And that's page 2 of my function machine file. I hope you have fun making function machines. Let me know if I can help you. I'm going to go ahead and end now, and so I can finish my function machine file. See you later.